And welcome back to Jeff Koinange live here at Citizen Television. We're going to go straight to Dubai. That's right, in the Middle East for our bench today, which is on the road with Katunda South Member of Parliament, Moses Kuria. He's been in Dubai, by the way, for the last 3 months plus, undergoing surgery. For what, you might ask? 3 months? Let's ask him himself. Mheshimiwa, welcome to JK Live. Thanks so much for your time. How are you feeling?
Thank you, Jeff. Yeah, well, I'm feeling great. Much better than I was before, so I'm feeling good, yes.
You know, there are a lot of people who are asking what happened to you, what exactly happened. I know you've explained many times, multiple times, over and over again, but what exactly happened to your feet?
Well, what happened, Jeff, is that I used some gadget, a mat, which was supposed to assist my feet in aeration and heating, and something went terribly wrong with it, and I ended up burning my feet, getting the degree burns in Kenya. This is way back in September, 22nd of September. So we talk about 5 months now, but it's not been easy. It's been quite a journey.
Yeah, it must have been harrowing for you. I mean, if you weren't able to afford to go to Dubai, what would have happened to you?
Well, I guess it's as good as mine. I can only say it's my hope and desire that we are going to. Well, in terms of healing, in terms of my injuries, that the worst is behind me in terms of my injuries, and the rest is just sort of getting back to form.
Yeah, you know, for someone who was regularly seen on TV, it must be very, very harrowing for you right now. How?
That the first opportunity to mingle with should be Kenyans in prayer, because I really think it was that personal for me, and I have decided to take that opportunity. Jeff, people take good health for granted, and the message I'm passing there is that in all these things that, for me being a politician, that we think are important are not important, you know, when it comes to matters of your health. So, first of all, you know, I was fortunate that a lot of my colleagues in leadership from all, you know, all shades, from all sides of political divide, they joined me in passing their messages of solidarity, and you know, that's the message I'm passing, that the theme of that prayer meeting is what I'm calling from personal healing to national healing. So it is my hope and my desire that not only shall I be healed from my injuries, but also use that opportunity to ask us as a country to take, you know, a step back, some deep breath, and really look at things that bring us together more than things that divide us. That's really my prayer, Jeff.
Yeah, you know, you sound like a totally different Moses Kuria. What's changed from 6 months? What's changed in you?
Nothing really changed in me. That has always been me. I think it is what has changed in Jeff now that you understand me better.
Okay, all right. As we continue on the theme, a lot of people have come to visit you, by the way, while you were in hospital. I saw Deputy President William Ruto in one of the shots. There's ODM leader Raila Odinga. I'm not sure if you met the president this week. Go on.
Right. Yeah, when I was in Kenya, I was able to receive visits from the Deputy President in the Karen Hospital, my friend, former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, the Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, the Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka, the Honorable Gideon Moi, and all this. And here in Dubai, you know, close to 2 weeks now, I had a visit from the Deputy President, William Ruto, who happened to have been in town, and he passed by and had a good time. Yesterday, I was able to, you know, go for an official function for the first time when we had a 300 delegate meeting, business meeting, the Gulf Kenya Business Forum, and His Excellency the President was opening, and I happened to be there, and you know, and we had a brief chat, and it was good. Yes, it was good.
Yeah. Okay. So everyone seems to be wanting to be seen with you and taking pictures with you. Which side of the political divide are you on? Can you tell us who you're supporting right now?
When you say supporting, between who and who?
Okay, let's begin with the presidential candidates.
See, Jeff, you know, I lead a political party known as Chama cha Kazi Party. Chama cha Kazi Party has decided as of now not to field a presidential candidate. So our focus, as I've said before, is to focus on the seats that will be fielding candidates, candidate for governor, candidate for senators, for members of parliament, for women reps, for MCAs, all the other 5 positions. That we are so busy that my team has no time to really get lost in contests that we are not participating in. And as I've said, it is not a biblical or a constitutional requirement to support a presidential candidate. And we'll start by that as of now.
Okay, let me put it in a different way. Are you going to support or throw your support behind UDA or Azimio la Umoja?
Well, UDA is another political party like our party, Chama cha Kazi. So the issue of supporting UDA, maybe you're asking about another coalition, but I'll just go straight to the point. If your question is, as I've been asked, whether we are supporting Kenya Kwanza Alliance or Azimio la Umoja, personally, Kenya Kwanza was formed when I was in a hospital bed. Azimio was launched when I was in a hospital bed. I can only be a crazy guy to purport to say that I support things that were formed when I was in hospital. But I just get some anecdotes of what they stand for. I don't understand, and I will need time. And I'm studying and I'm consulting to know what these people stand for. It's not just about the color of the eyes of these gentlemen who are behind these movements. It is about understanding what they stand for. Is it good for us as a party? Is it good for the people who support us? Is it good for the country? There's much more that should go into making such a decision. And I think people should be fair to me and to my party before asking, us to support one side or the other side, because we just need time to understand whether what they are selling to Kenyans, what they stand for, is compatible with our values and our manifesto and where we want to see Kenya. But I think that all said and done also, I find it that Kenya is actually tottering on a very dangerous ride, whereby you have to belong to this side or that side. Some people are saying, why are you fence-sitting? What is the option of fence-sitting? Getting into things you don't understand, getting into things that, you're not very sure that what we say today, what we say tomorrow, what you're going to say next year is something that you can be able to stand for. If fence-sitting in such a situation is a crime, then we are guilty as charged. If that qualifies to be called watermelons, let us benefit from the vitamin C of watermelons.
Yeah, but you've always taken a stand, Mheshimiwa. I don't know why now. You just said it yourself. To use your words, you are sitting on the fence, and you've always been decisive.
Informed stand, Jeff, because take for example, by the time I left Kenya, there was something that I belonged to called the Hustler Movement. How it changed from Hustler Movement to Kenya Kwanza, I have not received a memo. The last time that I was around, my good friends Musalia Mudavadi and Moses Wetangula were in one Kenya Alliance. Am I supposed to sheepishly just jump in without understanding what happened? How did we transform? How do we transition from the Hustler movement into Kenya Kwanza? What are the things that we don't know? These are things that need someone to. We are leaders, Jeff, and the decisions we take are not just for us. We have got many people who listen to us, who observe our steps, who look up to us for direction. And it will be unfair to them just to jump in without understanding exactly what we are jumping into. I think it is better to err on the side of caution.
Yeah, but you know, Wesh, you've always been a man who spoke your mind. Let's face that. And now you're sending us mixed messages. So I'm trying to simplify things for you here. And you don't say because you're in Dubai, you're out of touch. This is 2022 where, you know, you get real news in real time. And I know you have your finger on the pulse. So just, you know, tell us openly, who are you going to support for president? William Ruto or Raila Odinga? Tell us. Speak your mind.
Well, I am not going to go to that route, Jeff, because I don't understand really what is happening now. So many things have changed, and I think it's only fair that we get some time to study that. We've seen a lot of chest thumping from both sides. We've seen a lot of bravado. There are three things for me that are very important, Jeff. One, to reduce the level of tension and hate in the country. Right now, the way it is now, I'm fearing that if two gentlemen meet in a washroom, one is from Azimio, and he finds somebody from Kenya Kwanza, they can even run away. This kind of polarization and hate just needs some group of people to reduce these tensions, and I think that is one part we would want to be seen to contribute to to ease some of these tensions. Second thing is that there is a lot of vagueness in terms of where we stand. The last time before Musalia Mudavadi joined what's now I understand to be Kenya Kwanza, he was talking about issues of debt, things which I share with him. We have been agreeing with Musalia Mudavadi on many things about the economy, and I have a lot of respect for him. Now I see that fighting CBC, for example, is a new agenda of that movement. Do I subscribe to that necessarily? No. Do I deserve some answers from people from that particular movement to tell me when did it become our corporate joint policy that fighting, CBC education is now our commonly shared, agenda? I think that requires some answers. I have seen other people talk about 6,000 shillings. I have got questions about how is the country going to afford, if we have got already hitting this debt ceiling. I've seen in the news today we are already busting the 9 trillion debt ceiling. Where are we going to get the 6,000 to pay, these Kenyans that you are promising? Really, it is not just about, dancing. This is not a Mwomboko dance where you just join into the fray and start dancing. This is a game of policies, is a game of agenda, is a game of the platform which you signed to. And I think it is just fair. It is fair and it's legitimate to ask that please give us time to study these competing agendas and decide if we must support one side. And I'm saying if, because as I've said, there is no biblical or constitutional requirement that you support one side. And in any case, why support? What is in it for us? And when we ask this question, people think that it's not a legitimate question. But I'll tell you something. Even disciples of Jesus, and they knew Jesus was Son of God. At some point they asked him, we've left our everything to follow you. What are we getting? I will continue asking this question. If disciples of Jesus ask questions to Jesus, Son of God, what about Son of Man? Why shouldn't we ask what we are getting? What is in it for us? Why should we support you? Should we support you for nothing?
Okay.
Disciples can't trust Son of God. They say, hey, man, we left our fishing nets to follow you. Tell us, what are we going to get? And Jesus told them that you're going to be paid 100-fold. So even as we're asking Mr. Ruto and Mr. Odinga, what do we get for following you? Is it for nothing?
By the way, have you invited them for your Saturday event in Thika? Who's coming?
Yes, I've invited everybody. I've invited all the presidential candidates. I've invited all the coalitions. My duty is to invite. Their duty is to attend. I cannot tell you who is going to attend, who is not going to attend. I'm going to be grateful to them, and not just them. I'm inviting all Kenyans to join me in this prayer, not just for me, not just thank God for me, but also to pray for the country and pray for a peaceful election come August, because people will come and go. August 9th will come and go, but Kenya will remain. And that is the whole essence of this Saturday. So I want to again to extend my invitation to all of them and to all Kenyans to join me in this very special day of prayers and to hope to pray for the country that we really get out of this together.
By the way, are you standing in any position this coming August? Are you declared anything?
I have said it before that I think I have served the people of Gatulu South for a solid 9 years. I'm very proud of the job I've done there. Very, very remarkable achievements. And sometimes I think I want to set an example that you don't have to keep on, there are other people you can give an opportunity. And I have decided to give somebody else an opportunity maybe to do something different from what I've done in Gatulu South. So as of now, my single focus is to build a strong party that is going to assure a lot of people who are currently not very assured, that whichever way it goes, irrespective of who is elected the president of Kenya, that there are some things that will never go down to. That will never go down to violence again, that the people's life and property are always going to be protected, that we are not going to have adventurism in terms of our economic policies, that nobody is going to come there and ruin the economy or ruin the country, that we are going to have equitable sharing of resources, that we are going to have fair representation. These are, massive, massive, massive undertakings. These are huge duties on our shoulders. And that is why my single-minded focus is to be able to have our party to run counties so that we can be able to showcase to the country how Chama cha Kazi government can be able to, to run the country, to have especially a sizable member of parliament, so that when we go to parliament, we are able to influence policy and to influence legislation and to fight for those things that we hold dear. Not everybody can fit into the State House. Not everybody can fit into the office of the president, but we can be able to contribute to this national discourse by standing up for a set of policies, a set of values that we believe in. For me, as of now, this is a full-time job. It's not a part-time job, that we are able to build a party that stands for something. Because now we have got parties which are only formed for purposes of winning elections. We want to have a party that stands for something. That even when we get to that parliament, irrespective of who is going to be in State House, that we are going to say, no, you can't do this. We are going to continue fighting for fair representation. Not to have some constituencies like Royal constituency having 160,000, voters, and some constituencies somewhere I won't mention having 7,000 voters. That is still some unfinished business for us. That you can have a county like my county, Kiabu County, with 3 million population, having only 9 billion in terms of shareable revenue, and other counties which have got less than 10% of the population getting 11 billion. That is still unfinished business. Those are things we are all about. We have got our agenda, we have got our platform. It may not make everybody happy, Jeff. And nowadays, what makes me proud is if I happen to meet the deputy president, people from the other side will say, "We see now he's being bought." Now today I've just heard my good friend Silvanus Osoro saying the way that President Kenyatta came to buy me with taxpayers' money in Dubai. So I am that unfortunate guy who, nothing is legit, nothing is good, because either you are in this side or that side. But no, far from it, Jeff. We have no price. We cannot be bought. We stand for something, and we are ready to work with whoever is going to subscribe and sign off to what we think is very important, not just for us, but for the country called Kenya.
Mheshimiwa, let me remind you, it was only a few months ago you were very vocal in your support for the deputy president. You know that. We know that. We've seen that. What changed?
Well, Jeff, things change and times change. And William Ruto, the deputy president, has been my friend. He's still my very good friend, and he's going to remain my friend. William Ruto belongs to a party called UDA. I belong to a party called Chama cha Kazi. my intention initially was that Chama cha Kazi and UDA work together, but at that point, by the time I left Kenya, William Ruto and UDA were very categorical that they were not for alliances, so there was no opportunity by that time to sit down and discuss areas of convergence or areas of divergence. I have seen scenes that everywhere now I find the UDA logo, there is also the ANC logo and the Ford Kenya logo. So I assume that ANC and Ford Kenya are parties from Uganda, so we'll wait for our chances for them to engage parties from Kenya.
All right, Mahesh, let me ask you a question in a different way. Looks like you're keeping your options open. If you were offered the running mate position, deputy president, would you take it? By whichever candidate?
I'll tell you three things, Jeff, about that question. One, for us, you have to be in a position to win. So without any contempt to any candidate, it is important that we are, if we are going to join any side, then we have to be assured that that side has to win. So that's number one. So if you offer us and we think you cannot win, we would rather, continue building ourselves to be a very strong party within Parliament that is going to contribute to nation building from inside Parliament or inside the counties that our governors are going to control. Two is that if someone was to offer us that opportunity, we would have to say, are your policies and our policies convergent? Are we, because we've seen what lack of chemistry, what lack of convergence has done to Kenya for the last 4 now years, going to 5 years. So, sorry to say that whatever has happened between the president and the deputy president since 2017 has made many people shy away and fear the position of deputy president. I actually think, that as of now, we would have to consult religious people to assure us that that position is not bewitched, because what we have seen, it will make us fear being deputy president, because someone can name you deputy president today and tomorrow you are completely jobless. They leave you to launch CDF projects or do some roadside rallies. It is very possible. So there is nothing glamorous anymore in the position of deputy president, except in the situation whereby the deputy president contributes to assisting to the president to run the country effectively, not just there to be seen as flowers or just to be seen to be having a title, or simply because your position you cannot be fired, is protected in the constitution, as we have seen the last 5 years. So the issue is, who is who is offering you that position? Is it somebody who would respect his word? Is it somebody who is self-respecting in such a way that they cannot render that position useless? But if that opportunity comes and we find ourselves that we are in convergence, why not? We are here to serve Kenyans. It's not about us. This is a career we chose. We are in leadership and we are here to add value. So if we think, in our opinion and in the best of our judgment, that the position of deputy president would assist us to make Kenya a better country, why not?
And there are others who are thinking...
I am not sure you don't want to offer me this position, Jeff.
I just want you to speak your mind like you've always done. And by the way, there are others who feel that they should be the picks to be running mates, let's say the usual suspects, for lack of a better phrase, Kalonzo, Mudavadi, Wetangula. What happens to them if they are not picked this time around?
See, the position of president is you offer yourself to run for president. The position of running mate, somebody has to pick you. And you cannot be picked by force, So it is the presidential candidate who says, who is this person who can be able to assist me to run the country? Who is this person who can be able to help me to deliver our common platform, our common agenda, our common manifesto? So I think there's only one thing that I would advise somebody who feels so bad by not being picked, run for president and pick somebody yourself. It's that simple. Or if not, respect the right of that person to choose whoever they want to choose. This is buffet, man. You serve what you want.
All right. By the way, we're going to take a quick break right now, and when we come back, we'll talk some more about this messy divorce that you were talking about, lack of chemistry and all that. But in the meantime, while you were away, the Political Parties Act was passed. I don't know if you're aware. Now it legalizes coalitions, so I'm sure you...
Yes, I am.
I'm sure your thoughts on that, you give that to us shortly. Stay tuned. We're speaking live.
I fully supported...
Okay, stand by, Mwesh. Stand by. We're going to take a break. Come back. We're talking live with Gatundu South Member of Parliament Moses Kuria. He's live in Dubai, has been there for more than 3 months. Now recovering from foot surgery. Make that around 8 surgeries. Imagine that. He says now he's walking tall. It looks like the Moses has crossed the Red Sea or parted it from biblical times. What are your questions and thoughts? Mheshimiwa at Koinange Jeff at Citizen TV Kenya, the hashtag JK Live. JK Live takes a break. We'll be back in a moment. And welcome back to Jeff Koinange Live here at Citizen Television. We're listening to a very candid Moses Kuria, like you've never heard him before. I think the 3 months away from the country has really changed the man. Mheshimiwa is in Dubai, if you didn't know. He's been there on medical. He's had about 8 surgeries on his feet, and he's back on his feet. And yes, he's waxing. We want to see the old Moses Kuria, the one we were used to. And by the way, a moment ago, you talked about the messy divorce. You talked about the president's relationship with his deputy lacking chemistry the last 4 or 5 years. Your thoughts?
We used to have in the old days or in the old constitution, the president and the vice president. Then we were told now we have something called the presidency, whereby the president and the deputy president are supposed to be an item. So we were used between 2013 and 2017 to see the two together. Even in terms of the structure of government, the presidency was the president and the deputy president. Messages of Jamu holiday, Madaraka Day, New Year, Eid al-Fitr from the presidency. Never president and deputy president. In fact, it was like, an offense to mention the president without the deputy president. Now, the last 5 years, we know there's a president and a deputy president. So who in Kenya can tell you that it is business as usual between the president and the deputy president? No one. And I think Kenya has paid a price for this. It is not them who have lost personally. It is a country which has lost. And I hope that we don't have to go through that situation again as a country.
Yeah, a lot of people ask, the question that's never been answered, what went wrong between the two? What do you think, Mahesh? What went wrong? I think we're losing a bit of the sound. Mheshimiwa, if you can hear me, what do you think went wrong between the two? Go on, okay. That's right. As you put on that earphone, can you hear me now, Mahesh? I was asking the question, if you can hear me, Mahesh. I was asking, what do you think went wrong between the two? What do you think? All right. It looks like we're having some technical issues. Don't worry about that. This is TV and it's live. That's what happens. We'll give Mheshimiwa a call right now, get back to him, and see if we can keep asking questions, because there's lots and lots of questions. Tweets coming in very thick and very fast, and a lot of you wanting to know how he's actually feeling. He's been away for more than 3 months. Can you imagine? In Dubai, most of it in hospital. He's finally back on his feet again, and he's ready to walk the walk, not just talk the talk. Mheshimiwa, we're trying to see if we can reconnect with you. Can you hear me? It's Jeff back in the studio. Can you hear me, Mheshimiwa? No? Can't hear. All right, we'll keep trying to dial. I think that's the best thing. Keep trying to dial. What are your questions? What are your comments to Gatunda South Member of Parliament, Moses Kuria? I see the tweets coming in so thick and so fast. A lot of people want to know what his take is on the future of Mount MKF, Mount Kenya Foundation, now that Martha Kuria has joined OKA. That's a very good question. Lots of questions, comments. I wonder what his take is on that. We'll ask him hopefully once we connect. Spike GG is saying, I hope Moses recovers quickly. I hope UHC comes and any Kenyan can afford healthcare services. Absolutely. It must be very expensive to have been there more than 3 months. Honorable Kaitani is saying, ask Moses Kuria, before he formed Chama cha Kazi, he was articulating for William Ruto's agenda and presidential candidature. What happened along the way? He appears 50-50 to work with DP. Actually, I did kind of ask him that question. He answered, he said William Ruto is still his friend and will still remain his friend, and he'll take the stand that he'll take. He'll let us know. Kabando wa Kabando, good to see you in these streets, Mheshimiwa. You're saying, I am right now watching my SONU treasurer and my UON SONU rallies and press conferences speechwriter, Moses Kuria. That's right, back in the days, huh? Back in the day. Kabando wa Kabando. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Bob Brighton is saying, how can you increase representation in Kiambu without increasing the number of constituencies? Would you disband one in Mandera to create another in Kiambu? Very good question, Bob. That's what the BBI was trying to address at some point, and I think that's what Mheshimiwa was also trying to articulate. We're still trying to dial him up. Mheshimiwa, if you can hear me, let me know, and we'll continue the conversation. After all, it is live television. This is what happens. Sometimes the technology just does what it does. Mahesh, if you can hear me, we are back. Can you hear me? It's Jeff in the studios. We're still trying to connect. Lots of questions, lots of comments. Mheshimiwa, can you hear me? Are we back? Mheshimiwa? I think you can hear me now. I was coming through. Is it coming through, Mhesh? Yes. Ikosawa? It's gone off again. Mhesh Polisana. Yeah. We had gotten him, and I guess it's technology, folks. It's live TV. Trying to connect all the way in Dubai. Mwesh, can you hear me, Mwesh? Are we back?
Let's go to that phone. Yeah, sorry, Jeff, about that.
Excellent. Thank you for coming back. We were a little worried, but we knew you would come through as usual. And the last question I asked you before you disconnected was, what do you think went wrong between the president and his deputy? What do you think, in your thoughts, what do you think went wrong?
Well, I think it was a breakdown of communication. I think the president wanted to end his term in a certain way. I don't think that the president took time to carry the deputy president with him in that journey of how he wanted to finish his term, and secondly, even the rest of us as Jubilee membership or members of parliament elected on that party. So you may want to have the best intentions in the world, but leadership calls upon someone to, even if you think that you have seen ahead or you you have got the right ideas, you have to carry everyone with you. So I think there was a failure of communication in terms of carrying people. Maybe later I have come to understand the president's intentions, but the sad thing is that this cannot be after the act. It is very important that if you are in a certain position, that you try to convince someone, hey guys, let's go to this direction, so that you can carry them with you.
Yeah, you know, there's some critics who say the handshake is what ruined everything. What do you say, Mahesh?
I think it's not really the handshake as it was. It is communication of the handshake. And then second thing is what came to be interpreted as the objectives of the handshake. See, the handshake can be a good thing or a bad thing depending on, one, what you want with it. But the problem is that some people who are promoting the handshake, they viewed it as a tool to fight some political battles or to achieve some political objectives. And maybe that would explain why they never took time to explain the objectives behind the handshake to the rest of us. So we were left to grope in the darkness until the last minute. And you know, if you remember even the BBI and the various launches we had in the BBI at Bomas of Kenya, I remember in one of the meetings, Junet Mohammed said, so-and-so cannot come near the BBI because they were not supporting it. So this us versus them thing, you know, no matter what good intentions were there in the handshake, were lost in lack of inclusivity, in a process that was supposed to create inclusivity, and lack of wanting to convince everyone that we move together in the same direction. I think that's unfortunate. But I can't blame the handshake as it was, because how many other things had the president and deputy president agreed on before then? They had agreed on many things. Not that they were seeing eye to eye. I remember one of them. In fact, what was more difficult is naming of the second term cabinet. The first term cabinet was a consultative process between the president and the deputy president. In the second term, the president said, now I am the president, I have got my legacy, there is a way I want to finish my term, you guys leave it to me. I think the deputy president was gracious enough to give him that opportunity to name the cabinet, the second term cabinet by himself. What was more difficult? What was more at stake? Where were the stakes higher? The handshake or naming of the cabinet? So I don't think anyone could have begrudged the president had the president explained, you know, I want to go on this handshake, I want to talk to Mr. Odinga for this and that reason. The same way we gave him the mandate, because he is one with the constitutional prerogative. The same way we gave him the blessings. Please name I am telling you, Jeff, the cabinet that came in 2017, the president single-handedly, without anybody taking offense or being begrudged by anyone, the president selected the cabinet without any reference to anyone, as it should be. So I don't think that was the issue. But the issue is something like the constitution is not the president's property. It is a property for not just for us even. It is for all Kenyans, current generation and future generations. So there are some of those things which you can exercise your prerogative by yourself. But there are those things that, you know, you really have to know that you are a part of the bigger game, and the bigger game is all of us as a country. So had the handshake been sold in a different way, had the president and his team taken cognizance of the fact that you can't start tinkering with things like the constitution without a broad-based consensus like the way Kibaki did in 2010, maybe things would have been different. Maybe nobody would have suspected the handshake. I regret that some of the things that were lost in BBI are well-meaning. But then again, why should they be lost? BBI was just a process. So in all these things, you find things which are a mixture of genuine things. Others are, political brinkmanship. Others are political conmanship, all mixed up in one. And well, that's where we are. And I think even as we wait for the verdict on the BBI, we've lost quite some opportunities as a country.
Yeah, that's a good summary of events and politics politics in Kenya. But let me ask you this, and I'm sure you've seen in the news, the president declaring that he will campaign. He and Jubilee Party will support Raila Odinga's Azimio la Umoja and campaign for them. What does that do to the deputy president, especially in the Mount Kenya region?
Well, you know now, one thing I support the president is that we are under 6 months to the next election, so that campaign is normal. It is legit. Now, you know, it's that season of madness. So, you know, the issue is whether that is going to have traction. I am very skeptical of that. I'm very skeptical. Of course, we don't want to belittle the efforts of anyone, but I think you mentioned about Mount Kenya region. There is one thing, Jeff, I want to say, which is, for me, very sad. And it's good I have this opportunity to say it on JKL, that the people of Mount Kenya have developed negative attachments to power and presidency. You know, it's like it is reminding them of some bad things. It is like, instead of being a dream, it has become a nightmare. How to remove that from the notions of the people of Mount Kenya region, I don't know. Right now, my fears and my regret is that the people of Mount Kenya region, they even think that power is a bad thing, that it creates bad things, it closes businesses, it gives poor prices to our milk, it impoverishes our coffee farmers. They say this thing called power should be as far away from us as possible. Of course, this is a knee-jerk reaction from the frustrations of the last 10 years, and it is wrong, but that's the reality. And my worry as a leader from that region is, how are we going to cure this from our people and tell them that kuvunjika kwa mwiko sio mwisho wa upishi? It's really worries me day and night, and I wonder what are we going to do to our people to make them believe that it is good to be in government, it is good to be in the decision-making table, it is good to fight for our rights, it's good to stand for what we deserve. Because right now they think that, what is this presidency that we've seen that has closed our traders' businesses? What is this presidency that has cost us, tears for our farmers? What is this presidency that has caused everybody to be out of pockets? What is this presidency that has created joblessness as has not been seen in the past? So it is a huge psychological steps backward that we've taken. I think, in my opinion, Mount Kenya region has lost somewhere around 20 years, and how to recover this in terms of our self-belief, in terms of our sense of esteem. We are going to have a new generation that needs to be taken through counseling.
Yeah, and by the way, Mheshimiwa, you have been part of that leadership from Mount Kenya region.
You need to do is to take us through counseling.
But you have been part of that leadership yourself. Do you blame yourself for what's happened in Central?
Absolutely, Jeff. I have said this before. I've said it in the media. As a leadership, we could have done things differently. Remember on the eve of the New Year 2019, I was the first one to raise the flag, and I received quite a beating from people like Anne Waiguru when I said that Mount Kenya is getting a road deal, and they said that I'm disrespecting the president, blah 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 blah. But I wish I was listened to that particular time. I know some things changed. We've seen some projects like the drawing of the canal. Marwa Road, like the Mau Mau Road. Some things have happened since that time, but we never publicly acknowledge that some things are, because sometimes it's not even about doing those things. It's about giving people hope that yes, we do acknowledge that some things are not going right. Almost every other thing that was going wrong, there has been an effort to make right, including the issue of traders now, the importers from Nyamakima, from Gikomba. I know the president, has worked with the association to, give them some alternative site allowed railways where they are carrying out their business without harassment. So there has been an effort to remedy these things. But 50% of a solution, of solving a problem, is admitting to a problem. Sadly, we've never come to admit a problem. So we have never come to admit that some things are going wrong. Yes, there is some effort to remedy, but this lack of admission that there is a problem is what has contributed to people's pessimism, to the cynicism and skepticism that we have seen, especially within Mount Kenya region. But then again, I don't think we are unique. I'm a traveled person around the country. When I go to Kisii, I get the same problems. When I go to Western Kenya, when I go to Coast, the same problem. Because our people, maybe they have been used to businesses and to a business environment that has always been thriving, maybe it has been more pronounced within Mount Kenya region. But these problems again are not uniquely Mount Kenyan. They affect all regions of the country.
Yeah, and those problems you talk about, can they be solved by the current lineup of presidential candidates? Can they?
I think the jury is out, Jeff. And that's why I'm asking for, really let us probe these things. Do you want to go back to another disappointment? Do you want to start, regretting tomorrow? Do you want just to say, oh, me, I'm Azimio, me, I'm Kenya Kwanza, without this, subjecting exactly minute detail of where we want to take Kenya forward? Where do we want to repeat this again? Remember, we had a lot of hope in 2002 when Moi was going. Remember, again, 2013, we were celebrating and we were so hopeful. And then now again, we go with the same emotion. We vote in another government and then we start crying again. You know what I'm telling Kenyans? If you vote and every time after you vote, you cry, then vote for an onion or piri-piri. Then you know why you are crying.
But it looks like you've missed being on the ground.
See you on Saturday, Jeff. No, but it is true. It is time to be probing. It's time to be kidogo too analytical, to take a step backward. Not join these chorus of Kenya Kwanza, Azimio. It is a reality that we are going to have a president. We cannot have a vacant position of the president. But for crying out loud, let us agree that some things that have happened in the past will not happen again. Let us take time. Let us not be just join that emotion of chorus and sloganeering. And then, after 6 months, we start saying, Afadhali Kibaki, as we say today, where is Uhuru? Uhuru was better. Really, we have a chance now. This is a chance. We have got abundance of choices. We can choose unity over division. You can choose love over hate, and you can choose to be analytical and to ask questions now.
Absolutely.
But people just want this, sloganeering, who is for this one, hate, division. Then so what? Then what after 1 year? Then what when now starts things? For the longest time I've been a member of the budget committee, and I really pity the guy who is going to be president of Kenya. Because, the fiscal space, the leg room in the fiscal space is so constrained, is so narrow, that even the bottom up or the 6,000 shillings, I really wait to see how that is going to be done, and that's how it's going to be. We need to have a discussion. And, I really hope that as we move closer to 9th of August and we have the presidential debate, I hope we can be able to even set up a team of bodies such as Institute of Economic Affairs or Kipra, to really, first of all, interrogate the applicability, the reality, the realism behind some of these, slogans that we are putting out there, so that we know when we flag you off, and we know that every year or every 6 months we can be able to take a checkpoint and see where we are in that direction. So far, right now, to go back to your question, the jury is out. Let us probe. Kenyans, join me. Let us ask questions. Let us interrogate. Let us really, go into some, discovery process of these people who are offering themselves to lead our country and see exactly what do they mean. Do they say what they mean, and do they mean what they say?
Absolutely. Mheshimiwa, before I let you go, we're going to go online because there's been a lot of reactions, a lot of response to from Kenyans from around the country and around the world, and there were a few comments. Here's Montana Kelvin saying, I think Moses Kuria is very smart tackling the questions you asked, but we need to know where his political party is heading and what was his main reason for leaving Jubilee.
I think, Jeff, in terms of where the party is heading, I've stated very clearly that I want a party that is going to safeguard the interest of Kenyans, irrespective of who is going to be the president of this country. I want to have a party that Kenyans can say, oh, we are so fearful, we don't trust this or that one, but thank God we have got Chama Chakazi, so who are going to stand for the interest of Kenyans, irrespective of those that are there. And why I left Jubilee is when Jubilee stopped answering to my aspirations and to what I believe in, my stay was untenable.
Okay.
Because there's nowhere we agree to close people's businesses.
All right, listen to this one from Bernard Sambu. He said, from personal healing...
There's nowhere we agreed as Jubilee.
Yeah. Here's another tweet from Bernard Sambu. He says, from personal healing to national healing. Mheshimiwa, talk to Uhuru to reunite with the deputy president. Also talk to Raila that Azimio la Umoja should not edge out other leaders. I wish you were offering yourself as a presidential candidate. That's what Bernard Sambu is saying. What are your thoughts? This country needs major healing, you think?
That is it. That is it, Jeff. We can say that again. It is never too late. We can still heal this country. Now that all the people who have been playing games with the issues of unity, now that we know where we are, we can still, and me, I want to agree with Bernard that we can still, all these leaders, and we'll continue talking to them. And personally, I agree with Bernard, and I'll continue talking to them. I'll continue talking to the president. I'll continue talking to Mr. Odinga, to Mr. Ruto, to Mr. Musali, and all these people, that we still can heal the country, the elections of 9th of August notwithstanding.
Listen to this next tweet. I know you're a football fan, so you will relate to this. It's anonymous. They're saying everyone in political camps is hunting for Moses Kuria like he was Lionel Messi. From the look of things, Kuria is Messi here and is heading to PSG. So, who is PSG according to you, if you were to put it politically? Which PSG are you heading to?
Well, I can say, wait for the transfer window. It's not on.
Very nice. Mheshimiwa, always good to talk to you.
When it comes, you'll be the first one to know.
Okay. Mheshimiwa, let me give you
in mid-season.
Let me give you the last word, Mheshimiwa. Talk to the people of Gatundu South especially who are seeing you for the very first time since 2021. I mean, it's the first time this year, so go ahead.
Oh, my. Oh, Jeff, I miss those people. And I want to tell them I miss you, the people of Gatundu South, for your solidarity, for your love, for standing with me. You know, I get emotional talking about those people, for the support they give me, you know, being very patient, even, you know, throughout my hospitalization. And all I can promise you is, as your MP, even when I'm not your MP, I'll continue standing up for you and standing up for your rights. And I'm sure that those people don't regret voting for me. That's what gives me satisfaction. That if I'm asked to account for my time as a member of parliament, you know, I will not account. I'll ask them to account for me, and I'm happy they'll account for me. And I'm sure that even in the journey that we are going ahead of forming a strong party, some people have called us tribal parties and village parties. But you know what, Jeff, you know, in the old days, even nowadays, in every region has got a bus. There's a bus company that goes to every region. If you're going to Kisii, you board Keroka Express. If you're going to Embu, there's a bus called Riakanau. If you're going to Western Kenya, you board Bukinya. You're going to Coast Express or Mombasa Raha. There's nothing wrong with a party having its roots in a particular region. And those people who are calling us village parties, we are villagers and proud villagers.
Moses Kuria, as always, good to see you, and thank you so much for your time. I know it's been a tough 3 months, but congratulations, well done, and quick recovery, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you. See you soon, Jeff.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Well done. Appreciate that. That was Gatunda South Member of Parliament Moses Kuria live in Dubai. And by the way, we'd like to thank, among other people, our crew who was in Dubai for the Dubai Expo 2020, and they diverted to go and do this interview for us. Stephen Shatera, Dennis Otieno, Philip Mwandeki. Thanks, guys, for coming through. Really appreciate it. Thank you for making this possible. Thank you for your tweets. Keep tweeting at Koinange Jeff, at Citizen TV Kenya, the hashtag JK Live. Hope you enjoyed this as much as we did. All I can say is stay tuned. It's gonna be an interesting ride ahead. Thanks so much for watching. Good night. Good luck. God bless you all.